Clay?
Yeah, Justin, congratulations on another great night. I think it's back-to-back games with two receivers over 100 yards. You certainly are in a groove right now. Why is that?
I just think it's the work from the offseason. We got a lot of time working with Coach Day and individually. So I just think, just me and the receivers being on the same page, I think that's why we're having so much success right now.
Had to feel good to clinch this one. This was a big hurdle, and Coach Day had talked about that, how much this win would mean. How does that feel as you go forward? Is this a big hurdle climb tonight?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we knew it was a big game coming into it, but as Coach Day says, we take it 1 week at a time. So we're just going to focus on playing records next week. But it's definitely, we're definitely happy that. Gary, I think you're muted.
Yep, I sure was. Sorry about that. Justin, if I could get you to just sit up a little bit higher in your chair, I'd appreciate that. We're going to move on to Nathan Baird from Cleveland.com. Nathan?
Justin, just what are you the most happy about as far as execution-wise, the strides that the offense made from last week to this week?
I think we did a lot of stuff better, but to be honest, I'm just happy that we won the game. I think we did a lot of things well today, but ultimately, I'm just happy that we won.
Next up, Bill Landis from The Athletic. Bill?
Justin, that drive where you guys kind of put the game away, your last scoring drive, Coach Day called for 2 4th downs to go for it. One of them was a pass on 4th and 1. Just what's it like to be the quarterback of an offense that's kind of going to be aggressive in those moments when you're trying to put the game away?
Yeah, I think Coach Day is a great coach, and I think he has trusted us, and that just comes from practicing and doing those things in practice. So if we do it in practice and we do it in the game, that just gives him more trust, and we can make those calls in those certain situations.
Next up, Austin Ward, Lettermen Row.
Justin, it seems like at times you almost can't even believe when you throw an incomplete pass. And some of them are hitting receivers in the hands and going down. How confident do you feel with your accuracy right now?
I feel very confident, just going back to what I said earlier, I think we put in so much work in the offseason. I worked my butt off, just trying to get better and each aspect of the game. So I think it's paying off right now.
Next up, Rob Aller, the Columbus Dispatch. Rob?
Hey, Justin, sort of Austin's question. Are you surprised when you throw an incompletion? This has been a heck of a 2-game role for you. Is it a groove to where almost like we're in baseball?
I'm not, blind to the fact that quarterbacks are going to have incompletions during games. But just when I do have an incompletion, it's important to move on to the next play. And I just try to take, one play at a time and just do my best to execute that one play that we just called.
Next up, Dan Hope from 11 Warriors. Dan?
Hey, Justin, this is the first time in Ohio State history that 2 receivers had 100-yard games in back-to-back weeks. What's it like having 2 guys like Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson who are just producing at such a high level week in and week out?
Yeah, of course, those guys are talented. They definitely make my job easier by the way they perform on the field. So, I'm just glad they're on my team. I'm glad I get to throw those guys the ball.
Next up, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports. Patrick?
Justin, a similar question to Dan's just a second ago. The talent you guys have, you spread it around to a number of guys. Chris and Garrett were the main 2, but tight ends were catching passes. The talent you guys have, how much does that make your job easier?
The more talent we have, the easier job it is for me. I think you answered your own question, So, yeah, it's simple like that.
Next up, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch. Bill?
Justin, what do you think is the next step for you guys? You got the 21-3 lead, and I don't say you took your foot off the pedal. You still scored some more. But it didn't seem like you guys were clicking quite as consistently as the game went on. What's next for you guys?
I'm not sure. I think we're going to go in tomorrow, look at the film, and, just try to get better each and every week. So we're just going to keep improving each and every practice and, just keep getting better.
Next up, Doug Maurice, Cleveland.com. Doug?
Justin, the deep ball you hit to Chris, specifically how comfortable are you with your deep ball accuracy right now? And what did you do to really work on that and improve that even more than last year?
Which one? The first one or the second one?
I know, right? It's hard to remember, right? I'll say the second one. That was a little longer, I think.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I feel, comfortable throwing those guys the ball. Chris is a very fast guy on the outside, and, I trust him. So, when I throw the ball up and, and he's on one-on-one coverage, it's usually either him or nobody coming down with the ball. So I put my full trust in Chris, and, he's a great player and a great receiver.
But you've got some touch with that, right?
Some touch with the ball? Yeah, of
with
course.
The deep ball.
Yeah. I try to.
All right, this is going to be the last question for Justin. We're going to go with Brendan Gulick from Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated. Brendan?
Hey, Justin, can you tell us what you saw on the touchdown pass in the second half, coming out of the timeout when Penn State was having trouble getting the right personnel on the field, and you found Ruckert over the middle there?
Yeah, so basically we split the protection, right? And, we just threw hot off that linebacker, that blitz. So I just saw that linebacker blitz, and, I told Ruck to run a slant if he blitzed. So, we just executed. I mean, we've been doing it for so long now. I mean, we've been practicing that since I've been here. So that's just another well-executed play by the offense.
Justin, we're going to thank you so much. Congratulations on a great win, and we'll see you this week. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Good work, Justin. Appreciate you, sir.
All right, Jonathan Cooper, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Great game. Congratulations. We're going to open up the questioning for you with Stephen Means from Cleveland.com. Stephen?
Hey, Jonathan, just talk about the improvements that the defensive end, specifically that group, made from week 1 to week 2.
Yeah, we went back and we watched the film, saw where we could get better at, and came out there today and went out there and proved it. I feel like our defensive end group is one of the best in the country, if not the best. So I'm really proud of those guys today.
Next up, Spencer Holbrook from Lettermen Row. Spencer?
Yeah, I feel like I've always had that in me. I mean, I haven't played. You guys haven't seen me really play football in a year, so it's kind of hard for me to say that. I feel like just the environment, it being Penn State, the way our coaches had us prepared and ready, took my game to the level that it was supposed to be. Yeah, I would say so. I would say this win feels special. Just being out there with my brothers, honestly.
Next up, Jeremy Birmingham, Lettermen Row. Jeremy.
Hey, Coop, it's sort of becoming a tradition for you guys in the defensive line group to take over these games against Penn State. Knowing Coach Johnson's history here, how sweet is that for you guys? And is that get any extra emphasis during the week to, rank up what you guys are trying to do?
Yeah, we definitely know Coach Johnson's history with Penn State. And, just earlier this week, we talked about how he was coming back to enemy territory. This isn't his home. We're his home now. And, we want to make sure that we put on a good performance, especially for him, just because of his history with Penn State.
Appreciate you.
Next up, Tony Girdman with Buckeye Scoop. Tony?
Hey, Coop, was this your best game ever as a Buckeye?
I I don't know. I don't even know the stats. I don't even know what happened. I can't feel like it was all blur. I was just into the game. I feel like my team up north games are pretty good throughout the years, but I don't know. This one feels up there for sure.
I think you're credited with just 5 tackles and a half a sack, but you were doing more than that, don't you think?
Yeah, that's all. That's all they gave me. Dang.
Talk to Jerry.
I know. I need more.
Thank you, Coop.
Thanks, gentlemen. Next up, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch. Joey?
Jonathan, I know there were probably a lot of plays that didn't always show up on the stat sheet for you tonight, but what did you feel was your best or most impactful play from tonight's game?
I really don't think it was a play per se. I feel like my leadership showed a lot tonight. Just speaking for my defense and getting them going, getting them ready to go. I feel like my leadership throughout the whole entire game was my best performance, honestly, regardless of what I did on the field. I feel like getting my guys going and making sure that they're still in the game and they're into it is what I do best.
Next up, Christopher Heidel. Christopher?
Hold on a second. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good.
Hey, talk about your defense tonight. You stopped a really good Penn State running game, to 44 yards. Was something you guys worked on this week in Columbus, trying to control that running game?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like in order to be a great defense, you have to stop the run. If you let an offense run on you all day, then you're not a very good defense, and you probably don't have a really good defensive line. So that's a huge emphasis for us is stopping the run early.
Next up, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch. Bill.
Yes, Jonathan. How much did you guys, especially the front four, need this kind of performance? And secondly, it wasn't your guys on the front fault, but second half, they had moved the ball with the passing game quite a bit. How much work do you still have to do?
With the first thing with us needing this, I feel like, we had a great game as a defensive line, just coming together. I feel like we worked, we prepared for this all season. We talked about this, and I really do love my unit. And then with the second half, that's just all up to film. Things are going to happen, plays are going to happen. They're a really good team, Penn State, and we knew that coming into it, and we knew that they weren't going to lay down in the second half either. So all we can really do is look at the film and get better for next week.
Next up, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Nathan.
Jonathan, how would you sort of describe the way that your defensive tackles are playing right now, Haskell and Tommy and all those guys? How would you characterize what they're bringing to the field right now?
I think they're amazing. I think they have been playing the best football of their careers, honestly. Just with their effort, how focused they are, their leadership and everything in between, they've been doing great. So nothing but good things to say about them.
We got one
last question, Jerry.
I'm sorry, Nathan. Yeah, we got one last question for Jonathan. Clay Hall from Channel 6 WSYX. Clay?
Hey, Jonathan, I think I heard him cheering from Gahanna tonight. Congratulations. It felt like Ohio State sort of dominated up front. The physicality of both the offensive and defensive lines got you off to a quick start tonight. Did you sense that you guys threw the first punch?
Yeah, I feel like we threw the first punch early. But when it comes to a fight or a football game, you're going to get punches thrown right back at you. And it starts up front. In order to have a good game, you have to have a good offensive line and a good defensive line playing at their best. And we know that on both sides of the ball. So we wanted to make sure that we got out on them early.
Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Jonathan, thank you so much.
All right.
Have a safe trip back. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Coach Day, congratulations on the win there. We're going to jump right into questions for you. Leading off, Austin Ward with Lettermen Row. Austin?
And what were you most pleased about? I mean, it's another double-digit win in the Big Ten. It's on the road. You dealt with maybe some adversity dealing with travel and everything, but What was most impressive to you about this win?
I thought the way we started, I thought overall, I thought we played physical. I thought we had good energy. I thought we played tough. It wasn't clean, but our guys just kept swinging away. And like you said, we had some adversity along the way. We just kept playing hard. I thought the D line created a lot of disruption. We got that big turnover late. Marcus was opportunistic on that play, really, really big play. I thought offensively we got out to a good start. I thought we had good balance. We controlled the ball. I think that was, something that typically, for us, we try to, run a lot of plays and, time of possession usually it isn't a big deal. But I thought we did a good job controlling the ball and having good balance on offense. And then I thought Justin played excellent. I mean, threw some really good balls. Chris Olave made some really big plays. I thought the third down throw to Ruckert was a huge play in the game after, having the snap over his head. So overall, just a gutsy win on the road. Hard to win here, and proud of our guys.
Guys, if we could go on mute, please, until you're called upon. Next up, Jared Smalley, WCMH. Jared?
Ryan, the most bizarre thing at the end of the first half, can you run us through how it unfolded in your eyes and the ultimate answer you got and what unfolded?
Probably the most bizarre thing I've ever experienced. When there was 2 seconds on the clock, we took a long knee, probably took 4 seconds off the clock. So it was completely mismanaged. I don't know what to say, but I'd rather not get into it. We'll figure it out later. Once it happened, we just had to move on and put it behind us because nothing we can do at that point. But there's 2 seconds on the clock. We take the snap and Justin waits, and then takes a knee. I don't know how that took 1 second. So I still don't know. They said it came down from replay, and that's all I know. So I don't know what to say. It was obviously extremely frustrating, but another thing that we just overcame. If there was 4 seconds left, we probably would have either just punted it or used the quarterback to get more time. But there was only 2 seconds, so I don't know how that's even physically possible. But anyway, we'll move on and deal with it tomorrow.
Next up, Doug Lesmerises, Cleveland.com. Doug?
Ryan, I know you want to take some shots sometimes as an offense, but when you take those with the way Justin throws the deep ball, with the receivers you have on this team, that 49-yarder that he dropped into Chris, just what is your ability not just to take those shots, but to hit those shots when you do take them?
Yeah, and they're hard to find against Penn State because they put a safety in the middle of the field. They get a lot of depth, and you got to really pick your shots on that. That was a double move we spent a lot of time on, and you're right. I think the combination of our receivers tracking deep balls and Justin's ability to throw the ball down the field with accuracy is tremendous, and you saw that tonight, and that was a huge play in the game.
Thank you.
Next up, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch. Rob?
Hey, Ryan, do you get surprised at what Justin's doing, and are you surprised when he throws an incompletion anymore? I mean, he is on a roll. I'm not sure you've seen anything like it.
No, and I'm proud of his preparation. I mean, he worked really hard this week to get prepared in the meeting room, and he was on it. I mean, he was really on it, and I give him credit. No, I'm not surprised with the way he plays. He does it in practice, and when you can start to take the meeting room to the field quickly, that's when you really become special. And I think that's what separates young players from really good veteran players, and he's starting to do that. And like you said, he just has a good way of being accurate. He's got great anticipation, and he's strong. I thought one of the biggest plays in the game was him taking that sack and not fumbling. I mean, he took a shot right there. That was a mistake, and in protection that I could have helped with on the sideline, and I didn't. So I'm going to take the blame on that one. But he held on to the ball. If that ball squirts out and they scoop and score, we're in it. So I thought that was big. But I also thought the protection was really good. I mean, their defensive ends are good players. They have a good rush, and I thought our offensive line, played well. We had go over 200 yards rushing, and I thought Master ran harder. We were getting 4 a shot, 5 a shot, and that's good. That keeps you in rhythm. You get able to control the game, which I thought we did, and it was good to have balance.
Next up, Dan Hope with 11 Warriors. Dan?
Ryan, when you have 3 guys like Justin Fields, Chris Olave, and Garrett Wilson playing at the level they're playing at right now, how much comfort does that give you as an offensive play caller?
Well, it certainly helps when you have players like that who can make plays. We got a lot of weapons, and the good thing is when you just have one guy, sometimes they can kind of take that away. But when you have several guys like that, and then you have the offensive line like we have in the running game, now that really makes them play honest. And when you can do that, that's when you can really attack defenses when they can't, overload one thing or the other. Like can they double team Chris on third down? Well, no, because we could run the ball or Justin could scramble. Can they just, spy Justin? Well, if they don't, then Garrett Wilson's running a crossing route. There's a lot of give and take here, and that really helps. And certainly when in big games like this, when those guys play like this on this stage, it's big time. And this was a big stage, and this was kind of our moment to show everybody where we're at. And I'm proud of the way our guys played.
Next up, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch. Bill.
Hold on a second. There we go. Ryan, how much of a step forward was this, and how much work remains, particularly with pass defense?
I would say it was a big step forward. To win this game on a road is a huge step for us. But there's a lot to be done. Absolutely, there's a lot to be done, and we'll just keep going back to work. But I think that's really encouraging that there's a lot of work to be done, and you still play like this and win like this.
Guys, I'm going to only be able to take 2 more questions because we have Jeremy Ruckert getting ready. Next up, Bill Landis with The Athletic. Bill?
Ryan, on the drive where you guys kind of your final scoring drive where you put the game away a little bit, you called to go for it twice on 4th down. One of those was a pass call that I think caught Penn State off guard. But to call a pass in that situation, how much trust do you need to have in all your guys? I mean, everybody to call something like that and then to see them go out and execute. What was that like?
Yeah, I needed I needed a drink after that drive. That was like 4th and 1. We throw the ball. I mean, my heart was in my throat, I got to tell you. And then we go down there. We're on the 1-yard line. We don't get in, and then we decide to throw the pass on 4th down and 1 on the 1-yard line. But you got to be aggressive. One thing I learned early on was that when you're calling these plays, if you put them in the game plan and you can execute them, you got to call them in those moments. You have to trust it. And it doesn't make it easy. I mean, it's stressful, but that was great execution. I thought the O-line protected really well in those spots because they were coming over the walls, and then Justin delivered and the guys made the play. Chris made a huge catch, and then Ruck made the touchdown catch, but well executed too, which is big.
Thanks. And last question for Coach Day, we're going to go with Nathan Baird from Cleveland.com. Nathan?
Ryan, how was Blake Hobbiel, and at what point did you realize that there might be some kind of an issue tonight with the kicking game?
Yeah, it's when we kind of went out, not to get into too much of that, but we went out for a pregame, and he started complaining of a groin, and we knew it might have been an issue, so we had Dom do the kickoffs, and then when Blake missed the field goal, we decided to put Dom in there, and then he did okay, but then he missed the other field goal. So we hopefully can get Blake healthy again and get that back in order, because that was not good. We left points on the field there. And, those are heartbreakers. It's one thing to not score a touchdown, but then when you miss a field goal, that just hurts the momentum. And you feel it. It's just real. But we were able to overcome it, and we're going to get it fixed.
Great. Coach Dave, congratulations on the win again. Thanks so much.
All right, Jerry. Don't keep Ruck too long. We got to get on this plane and get home, okay?
Yep, understood.
All right.
All right, Jeremy, thank you so much for taking some time. We're going to open up a question from Patrick Murphy with 24/7 Sports. Patrick?
Jeremy, we talked to you guys a lot about tight ends catching passes or not catching passes in this offense. 2 touchdowns today, I think 6 receptions for tight ends. What were you guys able to do? How are you able to get open? And you specifically getting 2 touchdowns?
I mean, it just goes to the execution of our whole team. We ran the ball really well today, so opened up a lot of things out wide, and especially in the play-action play. And just our tight end room just being so accountable and just reliable on each other. It wasn't just me. It was me and Jake in there selling the run, and I was just lucky enough to get out there and make the play. So I think it just shows how much we care about this team, because a lot of our catches, a lot of our touchdowns come from the way we sell the run and then all that happens because of the way that we block in the run game and in the pass game. So, I mean, as you see, nothing really special there. It was open, just had to make the play, and it was just important to get the run game going. I think we did that.
Next up, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com. Stephen?
Hey, Jeremy, did you expect to be as open as you were on that second touchdown?
We knew that was a possibility with the look. We were like I said, play action. You know, we ran the play earlier, and that was kind of off of it. So we repped it in practice. We knew it was a possibility, but just ball was in the air forever. Just happy to catch it.
Next up, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch. Joey?
Why do you guys think the passing game is so in sync? This is only the second game of the season, but it seems like your guys' timing and everything is pretty good.
I mean, we practiced so many days throughout this summer. When we were planning on playing on time, and then once we got shut down, we didn't skip a beat. You know, we just stayed out there and just really worked on our timing with everybody. Really, I think that's what you guys can see with Justin is how smart he's been with the ball lately. He throws it on time and where it has to be every play, and doesn't really force a lot of passes. So I think that's what you can tell is that even though it's a new group out there out wide and everything, we kind of spend a lot of time in there just getting the timing right.
Next up, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated. Brendan?
Jeremy, could you comment on the physicality of tonight's game? It felt like you guys really wore Penn State down at the line of scrimmage. Pass protection was great. The rushing game really clicked tonight, but especially in the second half, just felt like a really physical game.
I mean, yeah, they're a great team. They're very tough. We knew that coming in that we had to bring it, and they weren't just going to give us anything. So we really preached all week trying to play tough and play physical. And I think not only the whole team tight end unit did a really good job of that, just playing physical, sticking our nose in there. And like I said earlier, when you can really get after them and play physical, it opens up a lot of things out wide, and that's where I feel like that's where we made a lot of our money today.
Guys, I'm going to have to wrap it up. Two more questions. Next one, Clay Hall, Channel WSYX, Channel 6.
Hey, Jeremy, Coach talked so much about what this win could mean, and he certainly sounded like that after. Does it feel like you have a leg up in the division now? You beat a ranked team on the road, and you're only playing 8 games.
I mean, winning any game on the road in the Big Ten is important, and we knew that coming in that it was going to be a challenge, especially them coming up a loss. We knew they were going to get their best shot, and you know, I think we really made a statement today about what kind of team we have, how we're not one-dimensional. We can do all different types of things, and I think that's just a testament of our coaching staff, our strength staff, and all of our players just working together and just trying to get our one goal of just winning every game week by week.
And we got time for one last question, folks, because Mike's got to get that stuff taken down. Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch. Bill?
Hey, Jeremy, how much confidence does it give all of you guys to have a quarterback like Justin?
I mean, he's really taken a step this offseason of becoming a leader. You know, it's kind of tough coming in as a transfer and really getting everybody behind you. But I feel like he did a great job of that last year, and he just carried off of that. We all rallied behind him. We know that he's got 100% effort on every single play in the weight room and the meeting rooms and everything. And we know that he's got our back, so it's just our job to get his. And I think you could see how much love we got for each other on that field and how we just do anything for each other. So, I mean, that's just how we play. We're trying to play for each other, not for ourselves. Stats will come if you just play hard every single play and just try and do everything you can for the guy next to you.
Jeremy, thank you so much. Congratulations on a great win. We'll see you back in Columbus.
Appreciate it.
Mike Bassford, great job, man. Get that stuff tore down and get on the bus, buddy. Folks, that's gonna end